They roam our streets, sometimes harmless, sometimes deadly. Across the nation, the rise in stray dog attacks has sparked fear, outrage, and a bitter divide. On one side, the animal rights defenders, they say that protect, sterilize, and coexist. On the other, parents, residents, victims, they are demanding action, safety, and accountability. So we ask today on this special show, can we truly coexist with stray dogs, or has that ideal turned into a public threat? When compassion clashes with safety, who wins and who pays the price? So we have opened the phone lines for you. This is because your voice, your story, and your opinion matters. This is not a debate. It is a conversation that we are trying to strike, and it's about how we live and who we protect and what kind of society we want to be in. Remember, the Supreme Court has slammed inaction on the stray dog incident, saying that if you have to feed the stray dogs, feed them at home. Meanwhile, in another case, a horrifying incident from Chitradurga, a 9-year-old girl was attacked by stray dogs while playing with friends in Ishwar layout on the 10th of July. The CCTV footage, it showed that the dogs pounced on her as she tried to escape. The locals, they rushed to help, and the child was taken to the nearby hospital with minor injuries. The attack has once again raised serious questions about stray dog safety in urban areas. We have opened the phone lines for you, so do call us on the number that you can see on your screen, 8377-088377. Meanwhile, I also have Gauri Mulekhi, from People for Animals. I also have Adnan Khan, dog behavior expert, also the founder of Canine School. A very warm welcome to the both of you on the show. Adnan, I want to start by asking you, when you look at the entire incident and all these number of incidents that have been taking place across the country, how do you assess it? How do you see it?
So first, I'll mention it just from the behavior lens of things. It's a mix of both elements, where it's not that these dogs target each and every person that passes by. You can specifically see that women and children, and especially the ones who show fearful micro behaviors and shrieking sounds and exhibiting anxiety and nervousness kind of triggers, and it's always been incidents where packs of dogs are involved. So I think that these incidents can be taken out in isolation and not necessarily ostracize the dogs in general. And my assessment towards this is that we're always taking it in a very black and white, that either humans should live or dogs should live. On that account, technically most of the urban development that happened, animals existed there before we built the bridges and the buildings and the roads and flyovers. So I would always appeal and propose harmony, where if we do not respect and care for the nature, that's flora and fauna that's around us, the humans would keep claiming new uncharted areas and start to say that it is theirs more than it is belonging to the other animals in question.
Yeah.
So no doubt that we need to definitely take this into account, but also keep all species on the same spectrum when working towards it.
All right. Before I go to Gauri Mulekhi, we have our first caller, Mr. Subramaniam, PR from Thane. Mr. Subramaniam, please make your point.
See, my point is, we are living in a urban area or village area or wherever it is. And there should not be anything moving around for which nobody is responsible.
Okay.
Like stray dogs or cats. Somebody should take responsibility for these things. In urban areas, what I will suggest is the municipality should have some demarcated areas where they should be enclosed lavishly, and they should be living there. And if somebody wants to feed the dogs and show their kindness to them, they should go there and do it, rather than allowing the stray dogs to move around the entire city wherever they like.
Okay.
It is an irresponsible way of handling animals. And similarly, cats also. Cats are not that harmful, but they also need some kind of areas where they are taken care of. Okay. We have gardens, we have many things like that. and we have zoo for wild animals, and we don't have anything for these kind of animals.
All right.
We need to create some
in
space.
fact, we also have another caller, Mr. Mani Kumar from Hyderabad. Mani Kumar, please go ahead, make your point before I take it to Gauri Mulekhi.
The issue of stray dogs is all over the country. Where I stay, it's bad. There are people who love stray dogs. There are people who don't like stray dogs. But they can't agree what to do. They should be sterilized. The population of stray dogs should be reduced, and the more dangerous ones should be eliminated. This is my viewpoint, because once they bite a human being, the rabies, vaccination, all that you take is even more stressful.
Yeah.
So we have to do something about the animal at the source, which is either sterilize them or kill them and remove them if they're dangerous to human beings.
Right.
This needs municipal support. Societies as such cannot do much.
Okay. So everyone has to come together to get to come about a solution, to find a solution to this problem. And Mani Kumar, in fact, raised a very important point about animal birth control. Gauri Mulekhi, is that program, is the animal birth control program working in India?
It's not, because it's not been put at work as rigorously as the law requires it to. It's been in 2001, since then, the responsibility of municipal corporations to establish animal birth control centers and to do the mass high throughput birth control surgeries of dogs. But they have basically made the program become riddled with corruption, where a lot of bills are generated for sterilization, but actual sterilization does not happen. Or they have just become reactive rather than proactive. As in, when there is a bite, a lot of dogs would get killed or picked up and thrown elsewhere, where out of anxiety, and Adnan would agree, they would bite more people because they're anxious, they're territorial animals.
Yeah.
Rather than that, a systematic animal birth control program, as the law requires it to be, has not been done in many places. In some places where it has been done, substantive changes have been visible. For example, in Uttarakhand now, a phase-wise animal birth control program, Dehradun, has led to, indicators of a good animal birth control program are no puppy sighting, no pack behavior, no lactating mothers, which then become prone to protecting their puppies, hence they bite also sometimes. Once you see those indicators in a city, and you do a third-party evaluation, etc., of the municipal corporations program, then you can say the program's been successful.
Okay.
Most municipal corporations are not even building ABC centers properly.
Okay.
The good thing is, Lucknow has come up with an animal birth control training center, which is India's first training center, but it's been launched 25 years after we have even started the ABC program in the country.
Yeah.
So we have much to do. What we've been doing is just lip service.
All right. We have Mr. Ravi Shankar joining us from Udupi. Mr. Ravi Shankar, have you ever come across an incident where a stray dog has attacked somebody in your locality? Have you witnessed something like that?
Yes, I lived in California, USA, 20 years ago. I lived there 20 years. And in my neighborhood, one of the bulldog attacked a little boy, and the dog was chained. It was on leashes, and the boy was killed by the dog. And police officers came and shot the dog.
Okay. All right. We'll try and connect with more callers. I want to go back. In fact, Habibullah from Chennai joins us. Habibullah, your thought and your reaction to all the incidents that have come to light of these stray dogs attacking people on the street. Have you witnessed something like that in your locality? What is your reaction to that?
No, the reaction is here. The stray dogs are so menacing here. Especially during the night time as well as the daytime. They hover around the street, but nobody is checking that. Nobody is unable to control that menace. Already this has been informed, but no action is being initiated.
Okay. In fact, the sterilization also doesn't stop aggression, and that is something that we also need to talk about. What is the plan to deal with hostile or violent dog that remains on the street? Adnan, we have come across many such incidents where sterilization program have taken place. Yet there are many dogs who are aggressive in nature, and they end up sometimes biting people out on the streets. How do you assess that situation, and how do you look at that situation?
Osama, one thing I really want to point out again from a behavior perspective that a lot of these dog bites, what I narrow them down to is a very high level of inbreeding. So for the viewers to simplify it, what inbreeding means is that if a female has had a litter, in 6 months, those brother and sister or the son and mother would breed, thereby all of the negative traits compounding in the next litter. So the solution, even if we sterilize the mother after that, the inbred litter perpetuates bad behaviors like excessive, aggression and neurotic attacks and stuff like that. So for that, I think we need enforcement with technological advancements, proper database management, maybe a centralized dog bite reporting census where we can narrow down which dogs are doing that, what bloodlines they are, and along with the ABC, also a little bit of deeper technology to enforce this, not just propose it, is where I think we are lagging behind, that there is no on-ground implementation to what we are, conversing on over here. So.
All right. Sharda Nayak also joins us from Bengaluru. Sharda, the Supreme Court, it has said that if you have to feed the stray dogs, feed them at your home. Do you agree with that, or is that against the very idea of community caregiving for you?
No, I don't think feeding stray dogs is going to solve it, because you won't get them off the street. I think first the city has to get them off the street, tranquilize them, give them anti-rabies shot and neuter them so they don't propagate more puppies, okay? Then you should have some kind of a place, enclosure, where these dogs can be fed by whoever wants to feed them or likes dogs and wants to take. But the whole point is that the dogs have to be at this point tranquilized and taken away off the street first. Because as long as they are there, nobody is going to be able to help them, But they have to be neutered. They have to be taken by a vet, and so they don't produce any more puppies. That's the important thing. And then they all have to get rabies shots, the dogs. That's the first thing to do. After that, you decide what you're going to do with them. Put them in enclosures, offer them to people who are pet lovers, but don't feed them. Once you feed them, they'll keep coming back, and they'll always be a nuisance, because they can be very violent, bite you or whatever. And you have no protection from rabies if you are not already inoculated.
Yeah. Okay. I also have Rajkumar Sharma joining us from Bengaluru. Mr. Sharma, who according to you is ultimately responsible? Is it the municipality? Is it the community? Is it the animal rights group? Is it the people who go out and feed the strays? Who according to you is responsible?
Yeah, actually my point for the maintenance of the dog basically in the Bengaluru, because I have seen the many dogs roaming around the road, and every day they attack on the peoples, basically the women and the old persons, and they attacked by the estate dog. I think can you hear me, sir? Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, actually there is no clear-cut I think the scheme or the drive launch by the government to stop the maintenance of the dog. Because I have seen many people, the victims of the dog, especially in Bangalore, because we have been living in Bangalore more than 10 years, and there is no any scheme launched by the state government or central government to stop the maintenance of the dogs. Actually, with the help of the the channels. I appeal to the government and I think the stockholders of the government to stop this type of the menace, because many people, I think, the victims of the dog. And because I have the feel whenever I go outside of the home, basically, all the surrounding area with the full of the street dogs and I think basically the government, nothing any the schemes. I think against the menace of the dog.
In fact, the big question remains, can we fix this with better governance, or is this a failure of urban empathy and shared responsibility? That is a question that still remains. Thank you everyone for calling and sharing your views, and thank you Adnan and Gauri Buleki for your views as well.